Take exit 217 for Ford Dry Lake Road.
Okay, not going to do that. My follicles had just had enough. So they're like, we're going to cancel the cycle, take a break, and then just call us back with at your next cycle. So then for my last couple videos, you understand that it didn't come in December, and it didn't come the beginning of January. It didn't come until like a few days ago, like earlier in the week. So, or this past weekend. So I was freaking out. I was panicking. Like, this has never happened. I don't know what in the world is going on. I feel like something's wrong. It was like 40 some odd days in between cycles, and I'm like, this never happens. I'm on time. Sorry. So I was panicking. Ended up getting my period, and I called them like as soon as I got to the hotel in Oklahoma City. I was like, look, I'm ready, like, let's do this. And so
in half a mile, take exit 217 for Ford Dry Lake Road.
So they're like, yeah, basically, your appointment's booked. I'll send your prescription to the pharmacy, and yeah, just come on. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm on the way. The procedure itself is like called PRP for it's PRP for IVF. I have never heard of it, but apparently PRP is used for other things like they're going to do today is they're going to draw my blood and separate the plasma out of it, and then like maybe 30 minutes to an hour later, they're going to, I hate to use these words, inject or siphon, but I don't know, they're basically going to run my plasma into my ovaries, to kind of like a defibrillator, if you will, to kind of like jumpstart them, like jumper cables, to help them like try to heal themselves and just get stronger, which the goal is kind of like to slow the menopause process, get them back strong, healthy, and encourage them to put out those hidden follicles, those dormant follicles, so that they can grow and try to produce for me. So that's what today is. I'm told that the procedure is just as quick as an egg retrieval is. It's just the opposite. Rather than taking eggs out of my ovaries, they're going to be putting plasma in, but pretty much the same process. This whole treatment cycle is a 3-month long cycle, so it can take up to 3 months for it to like work or show results. That's what they told me. However, lost you again. However, in 4 weeks, I'm gonna have to go and do a monitoring appointment to just kind of see how things are progressing. So it may take the full 3 months. It may not take the full 3 months. I don't know. I'll get clarity on that later today or maybe tomorrow when they check on me. So yeah, that is what's happening. I have about 3 hours left of the drive. I am excited to see this other location. I've never been to Arcadia. Everything's different, so I'm excited to see what this is like. But yeah, that was just a quick update. Bye. Oh man. So I just got to my hotel, obviously. It's not far from the center. I'm not even gonna lie, that really, really hurt. That really, really hurt. That was rough. So I'm just kind of like sitting here processing what just happened. Well, let me just start with like, they ended up moving my appointment up again. So at first it was at 10:30 originally, and then I got a call and they're like, can we do you a little bit later at 1:30? And I was like, that's actually better because I'm going to be driving from Arizona. That makes more sense. It gives me more time, etc. So I planned pretty much my whole itinerary for today around that 1:30 appointment. And then I'm probably like 30 minutes out and I get another call and they ask me if I could come earlier at 12:30, because they were going to have to send my blood to Irvine, which is just like, I don't understand the whole thing, but it's like, if you're having to send my blood to Irvine, why couldn't I have done the procedure in Irvine? That would have been better, I guess, but I have to do it wherever the doctor is, and there's only one doctor that is doing it, and she happens to be here today. So I was like, I'm going to be cutting it, well, not even cutting it close, like that just throws my whole plan off, because I asked for an early check-in here at the hotel at 1 o'clock, so that means I'm not checking in until after the procedure, which I don't know, because then 90 minutes before I have to take this medication. I don't know how it's going to affect me. And really that's like my biggest hang up about this whole thing is like every other time, like I'm super flexible, whatever happens, happens. But the difference is the medication. Like I've never had to be on meds doing my monitoring appointments, going to Irvine, so it's been fine. But I have medications now. I have to take them at a certain time. I've never had these medications before, so I don't know how I'm going to be affected. My plan was to, like, as soon as I got here, like, check in, drop all my stuff, freshen up, call an Uber, take the meds, and just, like, set myself up that way. But now that I had to be there early, it's like, okay, I'm gonna get to my hotel, or I'm gonna get to the vicinity by 11. That's exactly when I need to take the meds. So I'm not really gonna have time to call an Uber. I just didn't have time for any of that. So once I found where my hotel was, I sat in the parking lot for like 5 seconds, and I'm like, okay, it's 11 o'clock. I need to just go to I just need to drive to the center, the hospital. So I do that. I take my pills in the parking lot of the hospital and just pray for the best, hope for the best. Just in case things went like weird, called my mom and let her know like the change in plans and like where I'm at and blah, blah, blah. So I ended up getting to the appointment even earlier than they asked for, like 11:15 or so, which worked out, I guess, for them because they were able to take my blood right away and like start getting it processed. So I waited there in the lobby for about an hour, maybe a little less than an hour, 45 minutes. And then they're like, okay, we're basically ready to do the procedure. So they take me back, same thing. I change my socks a million times, change into my robe, and I go back into the procedure room. The nurses set me up, strap me in, which is, at first when I had the egg retrieval at my other location, I found it kind of weird that they strap you in, and like, why? It just seems like really restricting and just, I don't know, I didn't get that. For this procedure, I totally get why they strap you in, because when that pain hits, you don't know what your body's gonna do. Like, my feet were just kind of like flailing because, you know, it was like really painful, so I get that. I met Dr. Johnson. She was like really sweet, really nice. She let me know everything that they were doing. She told me what it was and prepared me, so that was cool, because that didn't necessarily happen when I had my egg retrieval at the other place. So and it was a bunch of women in the room with her, so that was cool. The first thing they did was kind of like cleaned the area, and that's what they do for every procedure when they go in, is kind of like clean the cervix, which hurts. And then after that, they go with the ultrasound wand to like relocate the ovaries. So I had 2 ultrasounds, one at the beginning when I got my blood work, and then just to kind of like have an idea of where my ovaries are, like a map for the doctor. And then so once she goes in, she like follows that map to like make sure that she knows exactly where they are. And it was still kind of difficult for her to find the right one, which it's always one ovary that's really tough. So she actually had to call the original ultrasound tech that did the roadmap to come and help her find the right one. So that took a little bit, but it wasn't uncomfortable or anything. They did say that my left ovary was kind of covered in cysts, which is disappointing, but I'm also not surprised because my lower half just likes to grow things, everything but healthy follicles, so that didn't shock me. It was to the point though that she actually had to aspirate some of them, which is crazy. But I mean, I guess it wasn't a problem. She just needed to like aspirate some of them so that she was able to do the PRP on the left ovary. which kind of gives me an idea of how bad it was, because she couldn't even really like get to my ovary. So they also numb my ovaries, and that needle hurts like a bitch. That hurt. And I don't know what the difference was between these needles and like the egg retrieval needles. I didn't feel hardly anything with the egg retrieval, except for when they were digging around trying to find my the follicles. Other than that, I didn't feel anything. But this, I felt everything. But she let me know, and she's like, pressure, sharp pinch, burn, and it happened exactly like that. Extreme pressure. I could feel the needle going in, and I could feel the burn, and it was just like I could feel that numbing stuff kind of like, I don't know, almost like flush through my entire side. But once she was able to do each side, that numbing medicine kicked in pretty quick, and it helped out a lot. I still felt pain once she injected the PRP, my blood, but that I could tell that that numbing was really helping, because it was just like a little bit less. The most painful part was actually feeling the injection, like the fluid being like put into my ovaries. I could feel that it burned, and like I said, it like covers your whole pelvis, and then kind of like you can feel it flowing to the side. It's weird. That it really hurt. So then once it was done, they checked for like any bleeding, and I guess there wasn't any, so I was good to go. They helped me up because, again, my entire pelvis, my lower area is just on fire, and it was almost like a pulsating. I could feel my ovaries just like burning and like pulsating, and it was just like cramps that I've never felt before. And I'm good for cramps, but this was on a whole other level. They walked me to my recovery bed, which was difficult, but she helped me, laid me down, and as soon as I laid back down, I couldn't even like lay all the way down. I had to have like my knees up, and I was over to the side. It hurt so freaking bad, to the point where like I started feeling nauseous. And I still, like, I'm kind of getting over the nausea right now, but it was bad. They brought me a hot like balloon thing, hot water pack bottle thing, rubber, and it was piping hot, and I just laid it there, and it seemed to have like made it a little bit worse before it got better. And then I just kind of like broke out into a sweat, and I don't know, it was a combination between the hot bottle and like just me being in pain and me feeling sick. So, but like I could feel that pain gradually getting better, probably over, I think I laid there, I don't think it was a full hour, but I laid there for a long time because it was just so painful. And the nurse, she checked on me every few minutes or so to make sure I was okay. I did get cotton mouth like nobody's business. I don't know what that's about. But she did bring me some water, which helped because that was cold, and I just needed. Closed my eyes for a little bit and just tried to like rest through the pain. And then once I felt like the bulk of the pain went away and all I was feeling was pressure, I was like, okay, I think I'm ready to like sit up and try to get dressed and like get out of here, because all I could think about was getting here and like going, like laying down and going to sleep. That's all I wanted. It was cold, and I was just like, I just want to curl up. But as soon as I sat up, I don't know if it was just too soon or if I got up too fast, but I was super dizzy, almost fell over, I almost threw up. It was just like, no, not ready. So I laid my tail right back down, kind of onto my side, put that water bottle back, and by this time the bottle is like warmer, so it was just kind of like at a better temperature. She comes back and checks on me. I was like, yeah, I thought I was ready, but I'm not ready. So I laid there probably another 15-20 minutes or so, and then I was like, okay, breathe, sit up slowly, and take it from there. So the first thing I did was I sat up and I just sat for another 10 minutes. I just sat and breathed and just like got my bearings. And then after that, I slowly stood up. And I was still a little dizzy. I didn't tell her that, but I was still a little dizzy, so I just like leaned up against the wall for another few minutes just to get my bearings. And then, I kind of pulled back the curtain and let her know that I was ready. And so she helped me, asked me if I was dizzy. I was like, no, I'm not dizzy. Took my time getting dressed. That probably was like 5 minutes. And then by the time I got dressed and like stood back up, I felt so much better. And so she gave me the discharge paperwork, gave me the instructions for tonight. And for the next 3 days, I have antibiotics already in Arizona ready for me. So when I go, and tomorrow, hopefully I'll be able to make the pharmacy and pick it up. So I'll be taking antibiotics twice a day for the next 3 days. And then just like pelvic rest for the next 3 days. And then I will call them back when my next cycle starts or within 4 weeks, whichever is first. So that's that. Like right now, I'm really sore and I kind of feel like, I don't know if it's bloated, but I just feel sore and pressure. Oh yeah, I can tell that it's swollen in here. But I feel so much better. I came in the room and turned on the heat, and I'm about to eat something. I'm really hungry, and I'm gonna lay down and just relax the rest of the night and take my time getting up in the morning and just go. So that was that. That was probably the hardest physical thing that I've done so far in this process. Since my last surgery. But the good thing about this is that it's quick. So you feel it, and within the next hour or so, I'm already feeling better. So it's not like a lasting pain. And hopefully by later on tonight or in the morning, I'm totally back to normal. So yeah, that was that. The things we have to go through for this. But I am grateful. I'm excited for the results. The doctor was excited. She double thumbs up me and kind of patted me on the shoulder, and she's just like, okay, we're gonna, good luck, so I'm excited and very hopeful. So yeah, that was that. Hey, two things are happening. One, I am recording on my phone versus my GoPro, and I'm just utilizing this good God's light that's coming through my apartment right now. And also, I'm having some serious skin issues. Hormonal acne is the work of the evil one. Should have known that was a little bit of a sign for what was to come, because the lower half of my face, my cheeks, I guess that's just what they're gonna do now. I gotta find a skincare professional, because I'm tired of like having skin issues. But the lower half of my face is just blown up, and this side over here that I'm trying to hide is not the business at all. So here we are. Anyways, update is it's February 1st, my favorite day of the month, the 1st. Ew. Not only is it like everybody has their hand out to get paid, including rent, like that, and of course I started my cycle today. yay. Woke up feeling, and see, that's another thing that like trips me up, and you guys are probably wondering like, girl, every time something happens to you, your period is about to start. You should know this by now. Let me tell you this, it's different every single time. It's an extreme every single time. Like I have an extreme symptom of some kind, and then typically the next day it's like, bam, in my face, here it is. But today didn't do that. Today didn't work like that. I woke up this morning, got to work late. I just could not move. I hit all of my alarms off, and I was just like, I'm exhausted. I felt like I was hit by a truck, tired, like just tired. So I moved like a snail this morning. I woke up with a headache. Like, I hate when that happens. The only time that happens that I can remember is like having a night of drinking before and then waking up with, you know, like a hangover, a headache, or a wine hangover. Woke up with a headache. Like, I didn't even have a good time last night. Like, why do I feel like this? Whatever, get up, get ready, slowly go to work. And I just could not get it together at work. I felt terrible. I'm a tea drinker. I have my tea every single morning to warm me up. I couldn't finish one cup of tea. I just felt bad. And it's like, well, maybe it's because I've been working my full-time job. I've been doing my after-work job, gig, like for 5 nights straight, and I'm just tired. Maybe it's just catching up with me. My mom was like, do you think it's your blood pressure? I was like, could be, because I haven't really been eating the best. I've been doing like a lot of sandwiches and miscellaneous stuff. I was like, yeah, it could be. And she's like, do you think it could be your cycle? And I'm like, could be. I mean, it would be a little early, but I'm not counting that out. How about like 30 minutes later, I start feeling other stuff, and I'm like, that's what it is. Watch it be that. Watch it be that. And it was that. So rather than like symptom day, next day, boom, cycle, it happened within an hour. So I know I'm always complaining about something, timing, blah, blah, blah. There's never a right time, but like, this is what I want. It is. It's what I want. I know. It's just when my cycle comes, that means I have to be in California within 72 hours, because that's how monitoring and that's how it works. It's not like I start and then I can just go to the next city, or like, you know, go to my appointment and start this over. I have to quickly get in gear and like get my mind together to travel to another state for my appointment. So better this weekend than next weekend. Like, I just don't really want to deal with outside next weekend, with it being Super Bowl weekend here in Arizona, and I live really close to the stadium. Like, I just don't want to be outside at all on the weekend. Even if I'm like headed out driving to California, like, I just don't want to deal. I just don't want to deal with all of the shenanigans that are going to happen. So that's a plus. But the minus is that expenses. When I tell you bills, I told you guys a while ago that bills is bussin', they be bussin'. They still are, 24/7, 365, bussin'. It's the first of the month. I have to like empty out my entire bank account to pay for this place. Now I have to like scrape up money to go, just, somebody always has their hand out. This is not the time. Ugh. Whatever. So I should be working my second gig right now, but like I said, I feel crappy. So I'm catching up, I'm getting my mind together, I'm letting my body do what it needs to do. Just like a quick update on like how I feel. This is my first cycle after PRP. I'm not feeling very many cramps. Again, this is like day 1, so I don't know what like the next few days are gonna hold for me. But I'm not feeling very many cramps. The only intense thing that I felt was like I had a headache from the time I woke up till about lunchtime. I popped something, well, I didn't pop something. I took an Aleve probably about 10 o'clock. Ate some breakfast. I made sure that I ate lunch. Like, I did what I was supposed to do to take care of myself. And it was just like a nagging kind of burning headache. It did feel like a blood pressure headache this morning, I'm not gonna lie. But other than that, not that bad. The severity of the cycle itself is, again, for a day 1, not that bad. It could be a day 2 situation, I don't know. But I'm mostly just like tired and nauseous, and like I have no energy or oomph about me, so I'm gonna let my body rest because that's what it's asking for. Tomorrow I'll go to work all day. I will do my second job after that Thursday, and then I'll do the same thing Friday, and then Saturday morning I gotta get on the road, and I'm gonna do a turnaround. So I'll leave early Saturday morning, and then I will come back Saturday afternoon, and we'll just see how it goes. I'm excited to see what they have to say, what they can find, what we working with after PRP. First monitoring appointment, month 1.